in a fridge, it's gonna go bad like after a week. That's usually the shelf life for natural milk. But sometimes if you add like enough preservatives, obviously you can make the your products stay good, quote unquote, good forever. Um, so that's smart and simply done, just a cheaper version of Hy-Vee. And I say for some things it's great, for others it's not. It's fucking milk. No, it's not. A&E milk is not the same as that's smart milk. Just like Fairlife milk is not the same as A&E. If that was the case, we wouldn't have different brands of milk. It would be just milk. And this guy replies, is regular milk that is processed different than regular milk to have a different nutritional characteristics than cow milk. Standard milk is going to be basically the same, assuming they come out of the same breed of cow. It's the same milk processed to slightly different standards. Very, very minor differences. As someone that works both at Hy-Vee and had A&E employees tell me that smart comes out of the same tab as A&E. What is A&E again? That's a misconception, though, this guy replies. And anyone who's tasted A&E milk and that's smart milk would definitely attest to that. The misconception is that if a major brand makes a store brand product for a company like Hy-Vee, then it's the same thing. That's wrong. I think we all can attest to the fact that only Doritos taste like Doritos, yet Frito-Lay makes tortilla nacho cheese chips for smaller brands. So yeah, I can't find exactly why, like the exact reason why. I worked for a brief moment in time. Still have friends in the QA department there. It's the same milk, different containers, same process, same that. Again, it's not true. And my obvious example is, why would A&E sell their own product even cheaper just because retailer decides to brand it differently? It has the same thing. Hy-Vee milk is just A&E, and it can't taste a difference. Opie's from Omaha, so he has Highland milk anyways. Only people in A&E. Right? It's so weird. It's really weird. Just going off of what A&E has told me. You're not wrong. All the milk initially starts the same. So yeah. So yeah, exactly. So if Hy-Vee is trying to compete with Walmart, why make milk the same price as Walmart? Just curious. Compete, not beat. Milk's an egg, that's a staple item. So blah blah blah. Hy-Vee loses money on that's smart milk as is, so it would be hard to justify trying to lose more for a customer base that isn't shopping at Hy-Vee. I can explain. We don't just sell different milk. The milk, the shelf, the duration, it's on the shelf. It's our grocery store real estate. I don't know. It's just so weird. This is like another thread from anti-consumption subreddit. Coming from a quality control background, the difference can be how tightly controlled the specification is for a passing or fading product. If a name brand claims 10% vitamin A and a generic brand claims 8% vitamin A, then during production, if name brand is made incorrectly, then can just be packaged as a generic brand and the batch doesn't go to waste. And brands will use the same product just with different packaging for sure. Interesting. I worked in a juice plant. We had a few different brands had the same juice, same pouches, just a different name on the boxes. Well, I guess this Dutch brand milk is, I guess it's safe to drink. Yeah, there's another a Reddit talking about this. So if we search that's smart, okay. The only semi-consistent method, other than buying the generic itself, is to look at the label. Does it have the name of the grocery chain on it? It's probably a B grade or higher. C grades generally have another label on it, like Ingles with their Laura Ling brand, or in tandem with their Hy-Vee and their store brand, which is that smart brand to differentiate the B grade from C grade. I don't know. Finally, a question where I'll get to shine. Thanks, Dad, for working in the grocery store for 30 plus years and chatting with me. There are 3 lines of products you can buy as a store generic brand: A, B, and C. A grade is a national name brand, a higher standard of products. These are the highest quality, often taste as good or better than comparable name brand. B grade is a step below the name brand, often missing an ingredient or not quite on the same level as a name brand, but workable in most. A C grade is a product that meets the minimal standards of the item represented. These often have a lot of fillers and are missing key ingredients to make them truly good. And while they're okay, it's easy to tell that these are close to a name brand's quality. And someone in this thing says most of these generics are made by the same manufacturers that make a name brand that you know. Okay, so what is the best way to tell a good generic from a better generic? The only semi-consistent way, other than buying the generic itself, is to look at the label. Does it have the name of the grocery chain on it? It's probably a B grade or higher. A C grades generally have another label on it, or in tandem with either. Okay, so that smart is basically a C grade product, but it still doesn't answer the question of like what exactly is the difference. So there must be something that is bad about that smart milk. It's so like on our way to the parking lot after we finish our shopping at Hy-Vee, like I was telling my wife that it really turns into this situation where like you have to be rich to buy quality food, or like to buy food that you actually feel safe to consume. Like really, I bought, yes, I did buy that smart brand milk tonight, but I don't feel safe drinking it. It's just too cheap. So just because having your store's name on the product is a psychological indicator of a store's perceived quality. If it's not a good product, you probably don't want people seeing your name on it and telling others how much your store sucks. The other way is to look for products that have minimal standards. For instance, eggs and milk will be pretty much the same no matter who you get them from. That's because there's FDA standard for how those foods get processed and made. That's interesting. So that basically means that for milk, it's actually safe to consume or buy these C grade products. Interesting. Well, just something that I just found out today. I just want to share with everybody. I don't know if anybody actually noticed that there's a different brand of milk in Hy-Vee compared to the generic Hy-Vee brand, which again should be cheaper, but it's not. Just if you know more about like why why that brand is significantly cheaper than the Hy-Vee brand, drop a comment. Let me know. Like, just educate anybody who actually stumbled upon my video. And let's all learn something. That's it for now.